asking my name, huh?
You ready?
STRO, I ain't come to play with you. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. I can't spend the day with you. I'm minding my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support ride. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time, another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winter side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know. You ain't never.
Coach, there are a few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect clear afternoon. Heck, you can see all the way to Mount Rainier in the distance here at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Screen 80!
56 is the mic.
Watch the screen! Watch the screen! Watch the screen!
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And from the 25, they worked this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Showing it! Good, guys. 4 down.
Go now! 56.
Now it's Carson. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
I got you, son.
Spot that.
Kill. Hey, turn it up.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
1st and 10 at the 37.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Left. Go. Friday.
56 the mic. 56 is the mic. Focus, defense, focus. Check 99. Slam.
Here's Carson.
Go. It's run.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Y'all not ready.
From the 41, Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. That's caught inside the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett. His third touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here first and 10 at the 20.
12. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Two.
They still playing soccer.
Once again, they run with Breida on first down. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hey,
Eat. Let's go, baby. Turn up. Let's go.
Lock. Six.
Lucky.
On second down, a run with Breida. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Baby.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Here we go. 180.
Mike.
65.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets them a new set of downs.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Here we go.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's first and 10 at the 47. On first down, here's Breida. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Here we go. 180.
Mike's 56.
Lock.
65.
11.
Check the backer.
Haywood.
Check 56. Got you.
Garoppolo gives to Breida. They'll get 4 on second down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
36.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Throw left side complete. That's Lamb. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 30.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
Here we go. 180!
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Here we go. 180! Watch the screen! 11. 11.
Now a give coming right is Breida. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Here we go.
They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on third down conversions. They need a yard here. On third down, a run from Breida. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Matt Breida, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go!
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is a defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. Uses the stiff arm. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's get it together.
Go 14.
Check nickel. 56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. Big stop, D.
Hey, guys, listen.
Go!
This is Carson. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On 2nd and 2, Wilson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
Under crunch, under crunch, under crunch.
Push left, push left.
56, Mike, boys, 56. Check, 56. 80 weapon.
On third down, it's Carson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down.
I know they want to go for it here, and I know that their fans want them to go for it. But, listen, I'm going to play head coach right here and look at the facts. Tie game, plus, even if you get the first, you still got a half a field to go. I'll go ahead and punt the football myself.
On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says.
Here we go.
He says out at the 8-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
1, Omaha.
Traps, let's go. Check 3.
21, 21.
Check 24, check 24.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 11-yard line.
Here we go.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, alert! Alert! Alert!
That's complete to his speedy wideout Goodwin. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And it's third down.
Here we go.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
13.
They run with Breida. And an alley to run. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, 85 yards. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again,
and again.
and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Gold with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
It's coming this way, coming this way. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Slam.
Hey, alert, 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 alert.
They run it with Carson.
Go.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Mike 315. Mike 54. Cut. He's coming. We got double up. Tight dog. Gotta go, in and out, let's go.
On third down, Wilson. He's got Lockett. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
A gain of
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
They'll run on first down. Carson. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
56, right there, 56. I'm coming.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. This complete to Lockett. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 35. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Bang, 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 bang. Check, crunch, crunch, crunch. Check 9, check 9.
From the gun, it's Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Let's go. Bang out. Bam.
On 2nd down, it's Carson, and they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Flying 90.
56, check 56. I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine, baby.
Good guys, 4 down.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Woo! Let's get it.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This one from 35 yards away. Myers' kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
I got you, punk.
From the 25 on second down, Garoppolo. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Here we go.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down.
11.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
That'd be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now it's Lockett. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
At their own 42-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Oh, yeah.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Gotta go, in and out, let's go. Mike 56, Mike 56. Come. Echo. 56. 56 is the Mike.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long.
The Mike, boys, 56. Check.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
56, right there, 56. Hey, they're scared.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Well, enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the gun, Wilson. Buying time to his left. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
So on is Jason Myers. He's hit from as long as 58 in his career. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. Meanwhile, down in Glendale, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
Here we go, here we
The
go, here we go.
49er offense set to get this drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And the 49er first down.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
Mike's 5-4.
Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist.
Now it's Breida. Oh, now Breida loses it. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Check, watch 54.
21.
Let's go, D.
This is Breida. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Garoppolo now. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Well, a good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown.
Let's go.
A 16-yard touchdown, as his guys have now moved out in front.
This is similar to baseball where you walk the leadoff hitter and you don't expect him to come around and score. Almost impossible. Anytime a defense has to defend a short field, you usually end up seeing the result we saw, giving up points.
Go.
They'll try to run with Breida, and he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Matt Breida, his third touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Come on, fellas. The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Yeah, you don't want none.
Hey, 0, 0, 0.
Motion. Gun, 50, gun. Boys, 56.
Hey, guys, listen.
Here we go. 56.
Here's a handoff to Carson to begin the drive. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Come on. You better bring it. Shift.
Not pass.
They run again with Carson. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll keep it on the ground. Carson, and he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
56. 6, right there. 56. Right here.
On 1st down, Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
For another Seahawks. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
56. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
56 is the mic. Don't let him breathe.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D Ford. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Let's get in now,
To try again after the sack. Wilson being chased out left. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for third down. The offense on third down tonight, they have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. Now it's Wilson. He may try and run for this. The improvisation gets him only a couple, but that's all he needed. First down.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big first down, and sets up first.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Will Dissly, his third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. So certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a 2-point conversion.
Four down.
Wilson. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Here's Breida.
Yeah, baby. Boom.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Watch safety creep.
On the handoff, this is Breida. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
He's checking.
Here's a handoff left side to Breida. They find some open field here. And across the chalk into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Matt Breida, 34 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Here's Wilson. Steps away to his left. That one going to be complete to David Moore. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. On second down now, it's Carson. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. From midfield now, here's Wilson. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. Past the 20.
Tell you what, partner, you get the football in his hands, just give him a little bit of open space. As we just saw, he can make you pay.
And he wasn't the top option there, but check down turned into first down and then some. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Look for signals.
I'm coming.
They'll try to run with Carson. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And it's the 49ers who recover it, and that ought to just about do it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
Here we go.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, y'all. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Down to a knee goes Garoppolo, and that ought to do it.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 34-yard line.
Here we go. 180.
Check. Watch 54.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and I tell you, these division games never for the faint of heart, but they come through with a tight victory here on the road.
And you find yourself working harder in a game like this too, don't you?
Yeah,
because you got to stay with it, right? You got to stay with it. You got to stay locked in. It's our type of a game. And you just mentioned it. Division game on the road, tight, and they find a way to win it. Way to hunker down, as my old coach used to say, and find your way through.
So for the 49ers, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.